Previously on Resident Evil Mario Bros. After being trapped in a room for more than 2 days, Mario finally escaped and found himself exploring a creepy haunted mansion. With no vacuum cleaner in sight, Mario went on to explore libraries, dining halls, ballrooms, and more. Eventually he came across a mushroom key and even a mysterious musical hint that when played seemed to do nothing. Mario resumes his adventure trying to solve the riddle of the golden shell. Alright, welcome back everyone. This hack is way too epic for me to not back-to-back finish this. It's a real pity there's some priority issues here. Man, I don't know. It's weird. If you press this button, see how it jumps Mario back to the left? The light has to be on, I believe, for us to be able to scroll the screen over to the next stage. So we have to press the switch and then if it bounces Mario to the right, we have enough time to get to the edge of the screen and scroll it, in theory. There it is, okay. I love the Mario 64 inspiration here, the bomb portrait, and here the shipwreck portrait. This is really beautiful stuff. Gotcha. Oh man, check out this picture of Paulina. Man. Excellent. The Golden Shell, Part 1. There was once a noble knight who fell in love with a beautiful but stern songstress. In exchange for her hand in marriage, she requested a golden shell found only deep in the darkest wood. Eager, the knight mounted his steed and rode west. There he met with the old witch of the woods and her familiar Aegis, the great white lion. Remember, the Super Nintendo can only handle 16 colors per tile, so the fact that these images could be flattened down but still look, in my opinion, beautiful. Really well done. Especially the Paulina one there at the end. Once we get to the end, the lights now stay permanently on. Nice touch. This is obviously a wolf. That's obviously a bird. Some, admittingly, are difficult to tell what they are, but at the same time, think about this. This is just a 16 by 16 pixel block. I certainly couldn't do any better. I'm just mentioning the fact that they are unfortunately hard to kind of tell what they are. The knight jumped on his steed. This has to be the horse right here. Then the next two animals that were mentioned were lion and wolf. Is this supposed to be the lion there? That's obviously a wolf. But what would the bear be? Maybe that's supposed to be the bear. Out of thanks, we give some milk from a cow. This has to be the cow right there. The entrance was guarded by a snake. Obviously it's that. If you look at the final thing here, the dragon, this has to be the dragon with the wings. This to me looks like a dog, but unfortunately there was no dog mentioned in the story. I think its ears actually are a mane, and this has to be the lion. But the fact remains that still is only 7 things. Alright, so let's say that we jump on our steed, and then we have lion, wolf. This has to be the bear, followed by the milk of the cow. Finally, the snake guarded the entrance, and then we defeated the dragon. Nice. Is it just me, or does this look like a fireplace? Are we going to get a key just like a certain Resident Evil 1 plant boss where we get the sword key once and for all? There's something stuck inside. Clear the blockage. Sounds like something fell downstairs. Oh my goodness, what is this? Man, okay. Maybe I can jump over here. Oh my goodness gracious! That blarg sound effect though. Man, as much as I love this game, one critique I have though, all of those blocks that were for the puzzle were still there and still collisional. All of those buttons should have become, 2-5 blank squares so that Mario could have a fighting chance of jumping over that. But otherwise, man, I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, it's the golden shell. Okay, just when you thought this hack couldn't be more ingenious, it's more ingenious. I gotta know, can we shell jump in this hack? Interesting, check this out. We cannot kick this. This is a carryable sprite. This is not a Koopa shell. See, look, we can't examine this note either. I have 2 thoughts about this. One, I think it's good. There's a positive reason, because that way the puzzle's solved. There's no need for us to be able to examine that anymore. The reason why I would also argue it's negative is because sometimes these big sprawling puzzle worlds have purposely useless information and useless items to kind of throw you off the trail. Take your pick as far as what you think should be appropriate, but I can honestly see an argument for both decisions. Wait a second. Of course, the girl the knight fell in love with wanted a golden shell, so we have to take this back to the Paulina portrait. You may have noticed that in front of the picture of Paulina there was like this table, and like on the tablecloth had a shell icon on it. Do I set it down on there? Oh, genius! I'm scared. You obtained the flower key. Attached note. I hide key from Tem. They my friends, but not true friends. They not laugh at my jokes, not share stories or ask about my day. Just smile, quiet judging. Stop smiling, stop it, please. I need to hear you say something. Shout at me, cry, laugh. I don't care. Talk to me, 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 talk to me. Oh my goodness gracious. Jump scared. Oh Lord. There were no flower locked doors on the second floor. Let's go check out the guest bedroom on the third floor. Painting calls to you. Reach out and touch it. Alright, I'm thinking again, just like the master bedroom, which was on the third floor, was the, culmination of the puzzle. This might be the final big bad puzzle that we need to figure out all of the clues elsewhere first. Alright, this is the only other flower locked door that I know of. Good thing there is such a modest dress hanging up here on the clothesline and not, skimpy, spicy outfits. Oh my lord. Oh, you idiot. We can go to an entire new floor now. Basement 1. Great, and it's darker than ever. Hastily scribbled note. Eliza, I messed up bad. I invited a friend over to help us in the kitchen, and the guards arrested him. Something about unauthorized entry? Since when was that an issue? I must speak to a night watchman right away. I must sort this out. If you find Claude, say Betty needs to see him urgently. Justice. Oopsie. Oh, a star door. Interesting. So there are still 2 more keys that we know of. Roland's diary. Mercedes is still trying to expand my horizons. This time it was fine art. She took me to a guest room on 3rd floor to a painting there. A masterpiece apparently, but I thought it was hideous, dark, gloomy, totally ghoulish. Who'd want a painting of the gallows? I see enough of that in my line of work. Time to feed the prisoners. Hope inmate 7 is quiet today. We had to move him into confinement after last time. Reddish scratchings. 5 reflect on their crimes. The thief Koopa. Clive the Swift. Quick and silent he made his lift. The arsonist Spark. Left the blaze, watched it burn with a dead-eyed gaze. The charlatan Yoshi. Flim the deceit. Smiled as he sold lies in the street. The drunkard Chut, Carlos the mess. Drowned in violence and bitterness. The trespasser Shy. Boff the quiet. Fooled the guards and tried to hide it. Dangle both were the innocent who brave, then follow them down into the grave. Man, dude, everything's killing me anymore. Where in the world am I? This is a tricky one. So we have basically 2 rooms of ropes. These ones, it's hard to make out, but they're gravestones. And also notice this little justice is mirrored. So this could be a mirror image, right? You know, like reflecting on crimes. That's kind of a play of words, but also it's a mirror image. So it might be the case that the other one where the pits you fall to your death is a mirrored image of that room. I think if we look at each character, the thief Koopa stole. I think this is a coin. The arsonist was happy. They watched it burn. This is a flame. I think this mask corresponds to the trespassing shy guy who hid. So that leaves 2 options here. I think this X is representing the Chuck, the drunk Chuck, who's just violent and bitter. And then if you kind of squint, maybe this is a camera, the Yoshi that was just filming. Right, so if we look at the clue, we're supposed to dangle the innocent. The filming the crime, I would say, was aiding and abetting, but out of those 4 options, it would seem like that is the least guilty. And if this one actually does represent Yoshi, I'll just jump on that one, I guess, and then go all the way back to the other rope, and then it will be the furthest one to the right because it's a mirror image. Man. I have no idea. That is tricky. Let's reread this carefully. Notice the charlatan Yoshi. I don't have dyslexia, but my brain totally saw that as film the deceit, like he was filming something, right? But that's just his name, Flim. The only thing the Yoshi did, smiled as he sold lies in the street. Now I would argue lying is also quite bad. And then if I look at this last part, dangle both where the innocent one brave. Now, my question is, do we just have to say the word brave because there needs to be something to rhyme with grave? Like, it's not innocent, comma, and one brave. So, like, for example, we have to grab 2 ropes, like which one was the most brave and which one was the most innocent. I think the brave is just there to rhyme with the word grave. Hence, I think this puzzle is basically simply us trying to figure out who is the most innocent out of those. Let me re-examine these because I think I've got at least the 3 most obvious ones locked in. The coin has to be the thief, the flame has to be the arson, and then this mask has to be the hiding one, which was also trespassing. For the life of me, I have no idea what this icon is right here. The X would possibly make sense as far as how else would you depict a 16 by 16 pixel image of a lie. I think the X has to be a lie here. Honestly, all 5 of those are morally wrong. That's obvious to anyone with, like, you know, moral upbringing, I suppose. But at the same time, the other 4, as far as an action standpoint, so let's go with the Yoshi one here. Good news, going back and forth so many times, I'm finally getting good at dodging those things. Alright, moment of truth here. You obtained the feather key. Save myself into a corner here. Man, this is atrocious. Holy smoke! Man, it is just like so ridiculously dark you can't see anything. Jeez. Let me out. Okay. I actually know exactly where I am. This is the previously locked feather door. Now, I was in the basement. Oh my! It's so unfair, man. Alright, let's go to the first floor. Holy smokes, what is that? What the? Jeez, man, this is evil. Oh my goodness gracious. Like I was gonna say, on the first floor here we have two doors right here, audience, and then the door onto the left. Okay, what is these? Audience chamber. Newspaper clipping. However, reports of mass disappearances continue to mount. What started as a few AWOLs in the castle staff has now spread throughout the kingdom, with entire families vanishing overnight. The City Watch again urged the public to remain calm, yet shared no details on what they believed was behind the exodus. We reached out to the castle for comment, yet were declined. It has been 3 weeks since the princess last made a public appearance. Rally the court to the crown. Oh, good lord. Press the button. Nothing happened. Duke, Prince, Queen. Could there be more switches elsewhere? Oh my goodness. Are these the clap sound effects statues or really random interactable objects that I've been finding? Good lord. Let's see what's in this door. Note to staff, gardeners, I have left the gate key with your foreman. Should you ever need a spare, there is one upstairs on the second floor. Be sure to return it immediately after use, and remember to trim around the Queen's statue this time. You can find it by following the Sparrow's Run. Scribbled on the back, gone. I'm the last one left. Soon I'll be next, but I won't go quietly. Oh no, I've locked all the doors. The princess is still skulking about somewhere. Time for a little game. Time for me to play Mario. Where are you, princess? So that's why all the mansion doors are locked. Man, this is so epic. Check out that background. You can only see it when the lightning strikes. All of that work just put in for like a split second of being able to enjoy it. Oh, so amazing. The gate is locked. The only other locked feather door is second floor. It's way nestled deep in the second floor. See these clapping statues? This obviously couldn't be, say, a queen, but perhaps the duke or prince? All right, let's check out the drawing room. Oh my goodness, what is this massacre? All right, this looks important. The Sparrow Run, the Sparrow Run. So we got white, red, green, blue, black, yellow. All right, so that's the order of importance. An old bureau. There's a gate key inside. Ah, crud. I forgot to return it immediately. Can I return this key? Let me take in the surroundings. We have a green sparrow with burgundy background on the picture there. We have a picture above the fireplace. All right, so the leftmost is white, and then we have a red one in the middle, and then a yellow one on the far right. And then also we have to pay attention to the different heights. The white is the highest, followed by the yellow one, and then the red one. And then there's a black one here on the floor. And then this picture is a blue sparrow, but it does not have the same burgundy background. Probably enemies out here now. Oh, yep, sure enough, look at this. Oh my, no. Oh, dude! Holy smokes. Oh my god! That window. Something's gonna break in. It's the Resident Evil dogs. Being jump scared in a Mario hack, for God's sake. Alright, this is awesome. Suddenly Zelda. Woo! Okay. This is the Sparrow Run I have to do. So what was the order? The order was white, red, green, blue, black, and yellow. However, let me look at this again here. Right, everything is blank, but we have like up, down, left, and right. Remember, the center picture above the fireplace contained white, red, and then a yellow sparrow. So I think those birds would be the up, like let's just say the fire pit is the center. And then what was to the left? It was the green sparrow. The black one was on the ground, so that would maybe be down south this way. And then to the right was the blue picture. Let's try white up and red up, and then green to the left, blue to the right, black was on the floor, and then yellow was up in the picture. Queen Garden? Oh, so epic. So epic. And I'm supposed to trim around the Queen's statue, if you know what I mean. Something's... oh. Holy smokes! Get me out. Oh, sweet. It's a crown. Man, check out that beauty. Where? Okay, now where in the world am I supposed to take the crown to? Oh! Oh, snap! The throne. You obtained the star key. Holy smokes. Alright. This game's getting exciting because I have explored, to my knowledge, every single floor and room in this entire mansion, except there was only one locked door that had a star by it, which was to the right in the basement, right by the conveniently placed save room. I failed to comment how genius this is, actually. I thought, honestly, this was just lightning outside, but there's no windows. This is an inner room. This light is burned out, but notice how it's flickering on every once in a while. This is actually one incredibly genius coding. So well done on that. Well done. Oh my! Jump scared again. Man, this game is so cruel. Alright, so there's the tentacle monster beast kraken right outside the door here. Jeez, man. Alright, this has got to be the end game. Come on, baby. Oh, man. I'm in the wine cellar. Except instead of red wine, it's the red blood of all of the missing servants. Alright, walking, still walking, still walking. Is this like an endless stair puzzle? Oh, thank goodness. Did I escape? What the crap? I'm still in my room? Or I'm just back to the beginning. It was all just a bad dream. Mario's just gonna walk out and there's gonna be the princess in a skimpy outfit with that cake, if you know what I mean. Lovely, tasty treat. Oh no, it's not the same. Dear Mario, please come to the castle. Please come. That's what she said. To the castle. Please come to the castle. Please come to be, please. Oh my goodness. Is this the credits? Please come to the... It's just a time loop. Credits. Whoa, nice gradual darkening effect. Genius. Oh my goodness. Oh man, okay. I think this is like the final save of the game right here, baby. This has got to be end game. What is... Oh, gee, it's a swamp. Okay. Okay. Oh, smokes. Oh, geez. Oh, my... Okay, this game's difficulty just ratcheted up to max value here. Get me out, get me out, get me out. Holy jeez, man. Oh, can't go in that door. It's chained shut now. Oh, jeez. We're just gonna damage boost our way to the final boss here, or credits, or whatever there is. Alright, yeah, this is the library. I get it. I'm actually kind of in a, how would you describe it? I'm in a nightmare version of the actual mansion here. Oh my god. Escape. What the... Jeez, dude, come on. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was not joking when I said I was just gonna damage boost through the end of this game. Alright, so this is door number 3. Can we go back into... No! It's like a loop, okay. V. Or is that supposed to be 5? Actually, since that's a 3 Roman numeral. 1, 5, 4, 2. Are we just supposed to enter these doors? Number 1 took us back to here, our spawn point. Do we then just go into door number 2? Okay, our spawn point is door 3, so I'll go back right into that immediately. And then door 4. And then hopefully right here, door 5. Oh, okay, different progress. Double doors. Holy jeez, what the crap is this? Creepy tombstone. Royal staff. One, oh my goodness, no. What were their names? All right, so one was Cressida, so it's missing an S. Let me write this down. Number 2 was going to be Claude, so that's missing an A. 3 is Eliza. That one's missing the apostrophe S at the end. Eliza's diary. Maybe that one's not missing any letters. And then number 4 was Ronald, so that one's missing an N. So there's 4 blocks right here. So the Eliza, she was not missing a letter in her name, so maybe that's like the blank one, and then these are like the letters. That looks like a scythe. What in the world? What? A key? A book? A little door frame thing? And blank. What in the world? Okay, good grief. So it's probably not the missing letters, because notice there's also an A missing in staff. New idea. What if this is, what are these people's professions? Is this a scythe? Okay, wait, time out. Who is the gardener? This has got to be a broom. Someone was a maid, right? Maybe a pot or pan. So the cook, a key, not sure. Oh, wait, the key. The night watchman I got the key from to the gardens. So maybe the key is for the gardener? No, or the night watchman? What would the book be for? Or is that not a book? Is that like a butterfly or angel wings? Again, I'm not trying to be mean on this particular aspect, but the exact same thing occurred in the master bedroom. Is if you only have 16 by 16 pixel pictures, it kind of does make it difficult to make out what the actual object is. Just thinking back to the Resident Evil 0 puzzle that I referenced, where you have to order these animal statues from least to greatest, or was it greatest to least? And obviously on GameCube graphics there was no issue of recognizing which animal was which statue. And so this is one unfortunate drawback of this. We kind of also have to deduce what in the world the pictures are themselves. And like, what is this one? This looks like a kind of a gravestone maybe. Seemingly useless notes. If I'm trying to think back, I know Eliza's diary, she was the woman who saw the ghost door. Her bedroom was like right next to the kitchen. So does that mean she's the cook? Maybe that pot or pan signifies that she is the cook. The very first note of the game, which I think I overanalyzed because really the first puzzle was actually getting the red security card, but I think the night watchman was Claude. Alright, the key's gotta be the night watchman then. What was Cressida though? This is the type of puzzle that I think a lot of people, if they actually got this far in the hack, would absolutely hate. But I love them. I'm trying to reach back into the recesses of my memory. I think we also have to kind of decode a lot of those notes. Cressida was a very early note in this game. The princess was going to hit her or something. That might be the book. Maybe Cressida is, night maid or whatever, and she like reads stories out of a book to the princess at night. She had to like get her like chocolate to calm her down or something. All right, Ronald, that was a late note. I'm pretty sure that was in the basement. I think he was over the prison guards. Oh, actually, okay. Is this supposed to be a prison cell door? All right, nothing has occurred. No! What if, just go with me here, what if this little building, that is like the Night Watch? Because that kind of also looks like the gate where we went out to play the Little Sparrows Run minigame. Super fun, by the way. Oh, actually, if you're a prison guard, your icon could be a key, right? Maybe I should put maid on Cressida. Holy smokes. All right, that was it. Escape. No. Wait a sec. This door wasn't here first time, was it? Oh. Time out. Music sheet. Oh, I'm supposed to play a tune? There's a high C and a low C on this. Let me do both possibilities here before I run. Nice. Holy jeez, what was that? Oh man, now we can go into the drawing room. I see what the game's throwing down. Oh my goodness, no. I think this is a math puzzle now. So I'm curious if these puzzles are loosely related. Like, this is a distinct puzzle. However, those numbers might actually represent 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the very first puzzle. If that were the case, then the broom, the night watchman, the cook, and the key would represent the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively. Thus, this mathematical equation would be 4 times 4 times 3 plus 3 times 4 times 2 less 2 plus 1, which would conveniently total to 69. Okay, this door's unlocked now. Oh man, it's getting darker. Oh my goodness. Alright, I think this is it, baby. Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I know. I had baked a cake for you, but you never came. I waited. Bowser kept me busy collecting 120 stars. What do you want from me, woman? For so long. I waited alone, in the dark. Why didn't you come? Why didn't you save me? Oh man, that is creepy. I scream into red nothing. Can't you hear me? Mario, someone, please find me. Man, I probably ignored her the entire game. And she was screaming at me to find her. She was just like a phantom ghost in the whole mansion. Oh, that is it. That is interesting. I'm curious if there's more to this then. Thanks for playing. Everyone's gone. You're welcome. Absolutely. Thank you. GamesInTweed. Honestly, this was, I don't want to say like an emotional statement, but this has got to be one of the best ROM hacks I've ever played. It's hard to compare, right? If you are looking at a hard Kaizo hack, it's how well the levels are designed and how amazing the challenge is. If it's just like a traditional Mario hack, then you have to judge it based on that. If it has a unique gimmick, you have to judge it based on that. This one I would categorize in as far as like the Metroidvania. So could you really honestly compare any of those types of ROM hacks to each other? Like, I don't know that you can. Or maybe I'm just being, stubborn, refusing to elevate one type of ROM hack above another. But man, this has got to be one of the best ROM hacks I've ever played. That said, I would love to collab and code a few of the things differently and have a few arguments as far as, like on the original Resident Evil 1 game, where you start the game, you have the lengthy cinematic introducing things, you run to escape to a mansion, team leader orders you to explore the little foyer, you do, then when you come back down, they split up, go separate directions, you take the dining hall. At that point, you are one room away from encountering your first zombie in cinematic. But in that first dining room with the clock and fireplace and Barry, if you're playing as Jill, there is a typewriter so you can save the game. So honestly, I sincerely would have lobbied for the fact that once you start this game, once you get out of that first room, once you solve the first puzzle, let's have the save room there. That way, the next thing you do is the pretty lengthy cinematic introducing your first enemy, showing you the stakes of the game. That was the most difficult thing to get through, was that very first part of the game, because you had to do all of that. Start the game, escape, solve the first puzzle. So I would have loved that first part to be checkpointed off. It seems like they're unlocked nightmare mode, less heal shrooms, heal for less, saving costs a heal. Holy smokes, holy jeez, dude, calm down, Dino Gators. Additional enemies, okay, good ending, and a UFO ending. Ho ho ho! Oh man, okay. I need to total up. How long have I been in this game? 4 or 5 hours? I don't know. We're gonna have to do a part 3 of this. We're gonna have to do nightmare mode, absolutely. This is like kind of like New Game Plus now, I think, the nightmare mode. It's actually pretty ingenious. We've cleared one exit, so to speak. As excited as I was to play this game for the first time, now I'm even more excited to do the New Game Plus option, the Nightmare Mode. Absolutely heartfelt thanks to the creator of this hack. And also thank you so much to my dear friends and family for watching, and I hope to see you again at great games before your time.